Girl, don't yawn. Why you look so
What church
dark?
you go to?
Evangelistic Life.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that. I ain't forget no more.
So much.
What ministry you in there?
Right? I don't even.
Like, why you not in media? Why you?
Because
This is what you do. So why aren't you doing it for the Lord?
Why? Because I mean I don't like, even though this is what I do, this ain't like something I wholeheartedly love. Well, love to do to where, because I do it a job, I do it every day. I don't want to serve in that sort of fashion.
So
What?
why not serve like in the youth ministry, or can you sing?
No. But one of my major problems, which is something that I'm looking forward to correct, is getting my time right. Because these past, I'd say 7 years has been like dedicated to this grind hustle. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I already did everything possible that I could possibly do. So,
How long have you been back from Atlanta?
Since 2017, and there's been grind mode there. But you know what is a part of my ministry?
What?
This. That's why I started podcasting.
Thank you.
That's why I started having these conversations where I talk to different people about different subject matter, and that's why. Hold on, I gotta fix my camera. That's why I almost on 100 episodes.
So why don't you bring in like a podcast for the church?
I mean, if they want to. They are, but see, the thing about podcasting is it's a marathon. It's a marathon and a lot of dedication. Which everybody in wants to do.
There's a lot of talking. You gotta be a real talkative person. You're a very talkative person.
Huh?
So, I said you have to
Not
really
just
like
talking, it's like, okay, what kind of podcast?
Yeah.
What church? Okay, you just gonna read scripture? Ain't nobody gonna do
No, babe. There's so many good Christian podcasts out there. And
I
then
know.
you
I
have
listened
some
to one
people-
shout out Kingdom Living with Gally J.
It's so many churches like Elevation Church. They have their sermons on podcasts, on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, so the staff could do that. See, why I'm very careful of. Oh, I still need to fix my thing. Hold on. Why I am very careful of going into situations, my dear. It's like God has blessed me with the gift of when I come into something, I take it over. Mm-hmm. And I can always see what could be better. Like I was just in church talking to my friend in production. She a part of the media staff too. And I was like, bro, if I start coming in there, everything can change and plenty of people ain't gonna like that.
Because you move in the spirit of excellence.
Yeah, it's like just for something like I've been watching. Because I know a lot of the media dudes. I've been watching them for the last 6-7 years. You on the mixing board, but every time y'all don't never know what connected to what. Where you playing from the monitor or so y'all ain't testing this. Y'all don't know the board. Y'all don't label the board, and it ain't like it happened one time. I've been seeing y'all doing this for years.
Multiple times. Yeah.
So it's like, all right, this would change, that would change, that would change. But then it's like, hey, you gotta know what you want to do. And I'm a strong believer of not just doing things just because you feel like you're supposed to do it, but being called to do it. Mm-hmm. So, that's why I feel like everything here is flourish, because this is what I was made to do. Having these conversations, these thought-provoking things, even whether it be in Erryting Kool or it's with Mother Sick, when I just get on my super introspective tip. But I think I get my thoughts. Or when even two of our cartoons where we just clowning around and talking about escapism things and how it correlates with life and how people feel downtrodden. It's all par for the course. That's why it flourished. Because if it wasn't something that God wanted you not to do or wanted you to do, it wouldn't. That's anything. Like, you would say you want to go do this or you want to go do that. But if it don't last, now you know that wasn't.
How are you using this platform to bring people to Him, though?
By telling my life story. By telling the ups and downs, the trials and tribulations, the different experiences. Like, even with, like, okay, like, say for instance, I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, he was playing golf. Like with Kanye, what he said recently, I'm mad with Jesus right now because I ain't getting what I want. And my pastor talked about that Sunday. But I was like, it ain't really weird that he said that because a lot of people feel that way. So I'm like, that's a real
You're going to
belief.
feel that way.
Yeah, that's a real positive believer. Oh, why praying? And I ain't getting what I want, but that's not what it's about.
I pray it. I do my tithes. I offer it. I minister inside the church. I go into the church Sunday, Tuesday, Friday for youth. I was a youth leader, and I still ain't getting what I want.
Or you feel like when things go by, you did something wrong.
Yeah.
When that's just a part of life.
But honestly, no. Sometimes when you do go against the grain, go against God, and like you disobey, He gonna put you in that.
Yeah, but what happens when you've been doing every right and it still happen? This is just another testing period.
I feel like
because
it's not so much you not getting what you want. You might be doing something that God ain't called you to do.
Exactly.
Like, this ain't what He wants you to do. So that's when you have to go before God. You gotta fast. You have to pray and like really figure out what is it that He wants you to do, so you can move out of that turmoil that you're currently in.
Yeah, but the turmoil, I believe, is for your betterment.
It is.
You have to go through the fire.
It's a part of your testimony.
You can't avoid it.
It's a part of your testimony.
I threw away this philosophy long time of I have to do good in order for good to come to me. And why I said it is because people often correlate when bad things are happening in my life, I'm not properly aligned with God. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times that is so, but a lot of times it isn't.
And a lot of times it's self-inflicted. My pastor talked about that, said we always talking about, this the devil. No, it's you. It's you.
So it's like, okay, when you think about that, it's like you have to take check and account for life and just be like, okay, what is this season trying to teach me? Or whatever. Like, I was talking to one of my brethren, like, he was saying how he was hyper fixated on an aspect and he's just trying to find what he like. But it's like, bro, you might feel like you get left behind because your peers doing one thing and you doing something else, but you got to understand this is part of your journey. Mm-hmm. This is a part of how life's supposed to go.
Yeah.
And when you get out of the mindset of the comparison and understand, hey, I'm supposed to be exactly right where I want to be because this is how God have it designed, then everything be easy. Mm-hmm. Life becomes easier and then you do what you're called to do. Well, welcome to another episode of Erryting Kool. We're like 10 minutes in, but that's fine.
Really?
Yeah, I've been recording for a minute. So, y'all already see we have... Actually, let me fix this camera.
Yeah, we don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. We don't want to scare anybody.
The tourists come over to chill on the beach, but they don't come over the hill where we sleep. We got nightmares and they got fantasies. No sanity, it's just insanity. My mommy hoping nothing happens to me.
So that was a great segment. So
just segue into the actual conversation.
In the actual conversation. So welcome to another episode of Erryting Kool. Let me put me on camera one. So we back here again. It's been a while. Episode 99. Yeah, I probably.
You should have brought me for the 100th episode.
No, I need to bring you for the 100th episode. The 100th episode is for me to go to the 5 years because our anniversary, as of this recording, is in April. I think April 14th. But welcome to the show. Please say your name, madam.
My name is Azaria or Azariah, whichever one floats your boat.
Azariah, one of the minor prophets. Hallelujah.
Hello.
Oh, man. Just got a camera check. Azariah or Azaria. Are you ready for this sermon that I have prepared?
I already tell you up with the shenanigans, so you go shenanigans, and I'm again. Like, come on with it.
Typically what we do on the show, we have a Bayman word phrase, the saying of the day, and we oftentimes give that to our guest. So, okay.
What is it? Say it again.
The Bahamian word phrase, the saying of the day.
Child, all my friends just call me white. I think I know much.
Are you Bahamian?
Yes.
You fully Bahamian?
No.
How you in fully Bahamian?
My mom is born and raised in America, so I have dual citizenship.
Oh.
Bahamian and American.
So hold on. She was, when you say raised, so she lived all her life in the States?
Her entire life up until she married my father.
Okay, so she lived in the Bahamas for what?
23 years. She lived in the Bahamas, but after my sister and I was done with school, she moved back to.
So your dad went with her too?
No, my dad is over here. So when they first got married, they were living in the States, and then they moved over here. And then they lived over here for the longevity of their marriage. And after they parted ways, my mom ended up taking us back to America, but then they tried to fix things. We moved back over here. And we've been back, they've been back over here ever since. I've been back and forth.
Oh, so she came back here?
Yeah.
Okay,
so she just left, I want to say 2018. And then she moved back to Miami.
And then she back here now?
No, she lives in Atlanta now.
Okay, so they just travel back and forth to see each other?
For what? They ain't together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they got divorced when I was like in 5th or 6th grade.
No, but you said they fixed and then they was back.
Yeah, and that ain't work out.
Okay.
That ain't work out.
Unfortunate to hear that.
Unfortunate. Yeah,
so that inspires some of the conversation. Sometimes things happen. I think that's the phrase of the day. Things has happened. So let's just
things is things.
Things is things.
That's it right
everything
there.
Is everything.
Everything is everything.
What inspired me bringing Azaria on the show today? Because if y'all been watching a lot of stuff I've been doing, like the last with Mother Sick, the last two for cartoons, I've been really emphasizing the need for rest and relaxation. Take that burden off your shoulder. Because if you was listening to the discourse between me and Azaria before we really started, I'm like, bro, I trying to take back time. I trying to have this soft life. And I tell her that, and she was like, ain't no mine is have no soft life. And you using it wrong. When we use it as this, I'm like, no, I fully understand how y'all using it. And I think it's a lot of men be like, we want that treatment too. Y'all want princess treatment. I want prince treatment. See
that wasn't the conversation.
Okay, tell the conversation. No, tell the conversation. Camera on you.
Because you say you didn't want to work. You say you just want to lay out and relax. Have the woman take care of you.
Listen, this could be
a man that does not work does not eat, sweetheart.
No. That's the thing. Not because I ain't working. I mean, money ain't getting meek. And not because I ain't working. That means that you just is my slave. I just saying, hey, I want some of that treatment, good treatment too, when it's available.
I feel like if you...
But before you get in there, define what is soft life living. Let's start with that.
I feel like everyone has their own interpretations. Listen, we have to explain this first because everyone has their own interpretations of what a soft life is, right? I'm in my soft girl era. I'm inside my soft life era. Everyone has their own interpretations of it.
What's yours?
So mine is living fully in my femininity, right? Mm-hmm. So I want to be fully feminine.
Okay, what is being fully feminine is? Break that down. I want you to break it all the way down.
So when I say I want to be fully feminine, right? You know how men say, oh, women are too masculine. I don't want to be hard towards anyone. I want to be soft. I want to be that soft-spoken person. I want to be that person who's able to just wake up, cook, do her Bible study. I'm not one who likes...
Why can't I just wake up and cook and do my Bible study?
You can wake up and cook and do your Bible study.
Okay, all right.
But your thing was, no, it just feels extremely sassy. It feels extremely sassy for a man to come to me and say, I want to live in my soft life era.
No, I said I want the soft life.
You say you want to live in I can pull the messages for you. Don't play with me, yeah?
Okay, pull it up.
Because one thing what we got is keep the receipts. Keep the receipts.
Oh, man. Because I remember saying, bro, I ready for the soft life. And you was like, what kind of man is it? I'm like, bro.
I specifically said, don't you ever say, I'm not going to jump out again.
I'm tired of working 16-hour days, late nights, early mornings. I tired of always working hard. I just want to work hard some of the time. So
and I told you, that's not a soft life you're looking for. You need to be able to relax. You need a vacation.
Yeah, the soft life. I want to get my feet rubbed, my back rubbed. I had to book a session of my chiropractor. I need to get a pedicure, get a facial, body scrub, all that.
So this is a conversation here.
So what I said?
You said, yeah, I just want the soft life.
Yeah, you know exactly. I want the soft life. I know exactly what I say. I in no soft life era. I want the soft life. Period. No. More relaxation.
Not just the era.
No,
you want that for life.
Yes.
No.
So where I could come home, you know, get a nice shoulder massage. But I even recently bought a tense machine where, like, you know, it sends like a small dosage of what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit of electricity in the pulse, so where it's like, you know, sort of alleviate the tightness in the muscles and things like that. So yeah, but always early nights, especially in my field, and that goes back to, that's why I say this sort of correlates to our previous conversation. It's like, yeah, I do media, but it's like, bro, what I've learned, and this is going to go into, I think I'm going to teach me out. I learned that the career path that I chose isn't the easiest one to scale as far as income. You have to put a lot into it to get a lot out of it. So it's like these last 7 years and things like that. So I'm like, I like doing this, but if I have to, now I can do something else. I can do something else. Yeah,
that's what I was telling you. I was like, I don't think, because soft life just sounds sassy, okay?
Why it have to be sassy?
Because what it correlates to.
You want me to just be hard and die? You want me to be?
Listen to me. No, because I like it when my man could come out of that and be in his vulnerability stage.
Okay, so you want me to be vulnerable, but you don't want me to be soft.
That just sounds so. That's so cringy. That is so cringy to me. So, like, you in a relationship right now?
It's something.
It's something there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like what you're looking for, you just want reciprocation. You just want her to reciprocate what you do for her and have her do it for you.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
But that's what happens.
In my relationships, to do.
No, I talking about widespread. Why?
I can't speak for other people.
That's what y'all are.
No, like, see, I can't speak for other people. Because, see, like, me, I'm taking a break from relationships right now, right? Okay. Like, completely just focusing on God and everything, because I realized I was trying to force relationships and they just turned out to be completely trash because I'm forcing them. I'm not doing that anymore. But with my past relationship, I didn't need for nothing inside that relationship.
And how did it make you feel?
I felt amazing.
And why are you in that relationship anymore?
Communication. Our communication was horrible. I was a long distance relationship. It's when I was living in Atlanta. He was here.
Okay.
So yeah.
But y'all could have worked it out.
Nah. So like when I came back home, when I moved back home last year, Abby was like, so y'all two gonna give it another shot? Y'all gonna give it another try? And him and I went out because we're really good friends. Him and I went out, and everyone, when they saw pictures, they was like, oh, they back together. But no, we aren't back together. We just wanted to hang out, and I just saw the life that he lives isn't a life I would be okay with
Okay, so
for
what's
my
that
husband.
Like? What's that like?
He parties a lot. He drinks a lot. He's
Yeah, but
not
see,
someone
hold
who
on.
has a relationship with God, and that's first and foremost.
Okay.
Let's have it right there.
Okay.
First and foremost, you have to have a
That
relationship
should have
with
been
God.
at the top. But let's take that caveat out, right? For now. You want him. And I want, hold on, put this camera on me. Because I want every woman that, y'all want these high earning men that make all this money so you can have this princess lifestyle. But you ain't care nothing about the stresses that he has to endure to get these things.
Who said they didn't care?
That's all. Hold on. You don't really care. Well, you care as long as it's legal how we get it. But what he got to do to go get it, you ain't really worrying about the details per se.
I most definitely do.
Okay, what details you really worry about? You
want,
ask him why he at a party and why he had a drink? Because he trying to de-stress.
No, babe, that's just him. That's literally just
Yeah,
him.
but
that's him and his friends. That's like what they do for fun. And the thing is, don't get me wrong. I have no problem with anyone drinking. That's no longer a part of my lifestyle. I might take like a glass of wine or anything here and there. That's no longer a part of my lifestyle. But a main issue inside our relationship, especially because we were long distance, he'll be out from sun up to sundown. Pissy drunk the entire time.
Why?
That's just how him and his friends hang out. Listen to me. Now, I ain't gonna put it all out there because I ain't trying to have no one try to figure out who it is. But the job that he works, the environment is stressful. So, and every time, whenever he gets stressed, what he does to relieve his stress is travel, not drink. Drinking is a pastime for him. But when he wants to like alleviate from the stress and everything, he travels. So he is very quick to put in that vacation time, even though he don't have no PTO. He is one of those people. So that's not the case. It was drinking was a priority for him. So in a relationship, if drinking is your priority, if drinking and partying is like your main priority and our relationship isn't, where do I fall?
I can get you right now. We gonna preach. Azra, you might be a minor prophet, but I's a major prophet called Justin.
Okay.
But if drinking is his priority and you just say his work is stressful, it sort of correlates because you could de-stress and more healthier in other ways.
You can.
One of the ways I de-stress is dressing up as different characters and making content.
See, so your de-stressing is doing more work. That's probably why you're so burnt out and why you want this soft life.
No, but see, I mind that work.
No.
Because I having fun like in here. I just have a ball. I be in there by myself doing all kind of things and I having a ball because it's like, it takes me away. That's what I'm saying. There's other ways you do it. It's other hobbies. But if you're consuming a lot of libations, you're not sober for 24 hours a day. That sounds like a deeper
problem.
Issue. Exactly.
So that's one of the reasons why we did not work out.
So that's why I go back. You ain't know. So let me put the camera on me. I can give you all a little tip. You know why your man is cheating on you? I can tell you why. I can break bro code a little very quick. Because since he is paid for everything.
Who said he was paying for everything now?
No. I ain't talking about specifically you.
Oh,
let me get this.
But why are you doing that?
No. Because he's paid for everything, bills and things. In his mind, he say, "Bro, I earned the right to do this. I didn't have to work 16 hours.
He earned the right to cheat?
Yeah. Listen, that's what they thinking in their mind. Because I get no enjoyment in life.
And the thing is,
where's my enjoyment coming from? When for you to be satisfied in a relationship, I gotta treat you here and there. Obviously, I take care of what is needed, but I gotta supply the wants too.
But I
get my wants fulfilled.
If you are a woman who like you move in your submissiveness, right? Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm one of those women.
Why you say you submissive?
Because I'm someone who let my man lead. I need my man to be the top. I'm not fighting you, but who wearing the pants? Maybe you wear the pants. I am a damsel in distress when you around, okay?
Okay.
Like, my man will always forever be the lead. I'll never talk down to you. I'll never, especially not in public. That has never been my MO. Has never been my MO. And when it came to our relationship, I want to say he was someone, he didn't cheat, but he felt as though because he was doing all of these things for me, it was okay with him lacking in communication. So honestly and truly, I didn't know the full extent, and I probably would never know the full extent of whatever he went through because he's not someone who communicates his feelings at all. I'm a very emotional being, right? So I wear my heart and my emotions on my sleeves. He don't talk about his emotions at all. That does not work.
But it makes
because
sense.
I'm someone who I want to talk it out, right? As soon as I have an issue, I want to talk it out so it don't linger and it don't grow into something big because I don't like to argue. So for him, who don't like to do it, he'd just be like, okay, babe, all right.
Yeah. Because I want more stress. No, but everything makes sense. I can tell you, I'm not a great communicator. So I'm never going to say, hey, this is too much for me. I'm going to just take it out using my vices. So, of course, I'm going to be drunk all the time. Of course, I'm going to party all the time. He was partying with you or he was partying by himself?
It was a long-distance relationship.
So a lot of times he's by himself?
With his friends, yeah.
Okay, but you wasn't there?
No.
There you go.
No, I wasn't there. But when I was there, when I came down for his birthday is when he officially asked me to be his girlfriend. We partied together. Like, we were all hang out together. The friend group was, like, really close. And when he came to Atlanta, it was, like, the bridge of the ending of our relationship. So it wasn't that much anything going on. But,
he partied while he was in Atlanta?
we went out for drinks and we went out to, like, do hookah and everything, whatever, but I'm not a party person, so it wasn't going to be, like, no partying per se, but
my dad, the handwriting was on the wall.
The handwriting was on the wall because I met him drinking. I met him in Senior Frogs. Pissy drunk. So from 2015 up until we actually got into a relationship in the ending of 2020, like, I've known that to be his lifestyle, but back then it wasn't an issue for me. The drinking wasn't the reason why we broke up. The communication was the reason why we broke up. If we don't have communication, it's not going to work.
All right, so let's pivot a little bit off of, to go to the wider scope. So since 2017, I feel like there's been somewhat of a nexus event where the whole gender wars have been prevalent on social media. And then, some of the pinnacle points were the Me Too movement, others being the invention and the pedalizing of the manosphere, red pill movement. And now we in this state to where people still having these conversations, but it's like, bro, at some point, either y'all learn and heal, or you just gonna be alone forever. So
I agree.
So one of my compatriots, who always I work hand in hand with, and he gets a Bahamian woman them in Tizzle. I was thinking how reactive a lot of people are to what he says and other people like him.
It's just the 50-50 crap.
Well, let's talk about that. Well, we could go there. But I personally, before I go to the Kevin part, I can just stop at the 50-50. So.
Do you believe in 50-50?
Yeah.
So you would split everything down the middle. So see, this is the thing. No matter how your relationship does it, right? It's going to be 50-50. No matter how your relationship breaks it up. No, listen. Your husband can be paying all the bills and you taking care of all the housework. That's 50-50.
Yeah.
So I
and then
feel
the thing
like
about it is, like, with the 50-50 argument, it don't make sense because
it doesn't, because you just need to do what works for you and your partner.
not only that, bro, you know how expensive life is right now. How the hell how you expect one person to be making enough for a household of 3 to 5 people, bro?
I just feel like
That don't even make no sense. The average man can't do that.
The average man can't do that, but the average man, this is why relationships fail and why a lot of men are saying they don't want to be in a relationship. I have a lot of friends who say they refuse to get into a relationship because they have that provider mindset, right? They refuse to get into a relationship until they know they're able to provide for their family.
Which is going to mean never you're going to stress it. Listen.
Listen.
Take it from me. I tried it. And I used to realize, you will never get to a point to where you get this massive amount of income. It's going to take too long.
That's why because if you keep waiting on one thing, that one thing is never going to happen.
Yeah.
If you just wait on that one thing, once you get that one thing, there's another one thing that you're going to wait on. So you're going to be pushing it back.
Yeah.
But I also feel as though when it comes to that's when you need to dial down on what type of partner you're choosing. Because if you are a man you're a provider, like you said, today's pay and the economy is cesspit. Okay? So I've always said, and I've always been the one, if my husband, because I'm not living with no boyfriend, I ain't having this conversation with no boyfriend. Mm-hmm. If my husband is someone who is paying majority of the bills, or wherever he's paying inside the house or the apartment, wherever we may have, wherever he's paying, I'm still putting that aside for myself. I'm still putting that aside, right? So we have those rainy days where he may not be able to come up on it, or something happens where he loses his job or he gets injured and he's not making that much money anymore. We have that stacked up, and you don't have to worry about that right now. That's why you have to figure out what kind of partner you're dating. In our generation, we just care about looks, we just care about status, and we just care about sex. Once those things line up for you, and like you making sense at that point, we don't go deeper into conversation. So like, tell me this: when you go on a date, what's like the first questions, the main questions you have to ask that person to know if you're gonna move forward with them? I
ain't gotta ask no questions.
You just go based off how they move.
Yeah, and then I don't ask questions. I just have conversation, and then when I took my break,
is conversation.
Yeah, but I can break it down too. When I took a break from dating in 2018 and came back 2020, and all it took is one day for me to figure out, nah, this ain't it. Mm-hmm. Whatever. That's because I see now you lying. I'm older. I'm like, we can be friends. We be cool. We have a little fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't know off top, like, I am for everybody. And I'm a workaholic. And that's why I say soft life, me. I want to relax because I love to work. And especially in the field that I work in, and because my brain always going and creating new things all the time. Even though I had to slow back on. That, I ain't for everybody because I'm surgical. I'm super disciplined with everything. Everything is time. I ain't got time to waste time. I ain't got time for indecisiveness. So it's either that's what we done. I ain't waiting for you to wait. And then it only get worse the older we get, because it's like, bro,
and
you had enough time.
You know your worth and you know what you're looking for.
Yeah, but you had enough time to figure out a basis of what you would want out of life.
Yeah, and listen to me, is one thing that always makes me know if me and you gonna move forward, if there's just gonna be a friendship or what. And it really shows like the mindset of a lot of men, right? Ladies, when you see this guy that you like, or he comes and he wants to pursue you, ask him what is his intentions. What is his intentions? And most of them don't know like what you mean what my intentions is.
No,
like,
I mean,
every single guy I've ever asked that. Every single guy I've ever asked that, they'd be like, "I'm just going with the flow." No, as soon as you said that, blocked.
No. But this is the thing. We honestly don't know.
No, some men do. Now, like if you are a man who is aligned with God, like you are dating with a purpose and you dating to marry, you know what your intention is. Yep. You're not just dating to date.
No. But this is the thing. I can break it down for you. Let me give you the science.
Piss me off.
You just know what you want, right? But you ain't sure about her.
You don't have to be sure about her.
That's why we say we don't know.
That's the thing. In general, when you ask that question, it's in general. It doesn't have to be to me. Like, I want to know what your intention is.
Like, just dating period?
Just dating period. What is your intention?
See, we is free in our mind. That's a trick question. So,
it's not a trick question.
That's how.
Because y'all talk to us and try and trick us into being with y'all. Y'all think we doing the same thing.
No, but that's how.
No.
Straight up don't work.
Listen to me. I'd rather be straight up with me.
But
You might not like my answer. You might want you to be straight up with me. I'd be like, okay, cool. I cool off you. We ain't working.
Straight up don't never work, bro. You got to con and connive a little bit.
Yeah, no, and I can see right through it. I'm at the stage of my life right now. I'm at the stage of my life right now. Any red flag, I'm going to dig deeper into. And I'm going to see, like, is this a red flag that I need to run away from? Or is it like a orange flag or a yellow flag or something?
It's hard when you have dudes like me who would say, bro, it's a walking red flag.
Once you tell me that, honestly, I don't take that for jokes anymore. Like, I am about to be 29. I'm about to be 29 next month, right? I don't take that for a joke. Once you tell me, oh, you was an F-boy, I'm a walking red flag, I don't take nothing serious, I can leave you right where you say that.
Yeah.
Like, we can be cool.
No, but that's why we got a con, because if we actually tell the truth, ain't no motion happening.
But the thing is, it will, because I've seen women, I know a person, like a man will tell her specifically, I don't want no relationship. She's still moving in the relationship way with him. Like, so it don't matter. You with some women, they don't care. They feel like they could change your mind. I'm not in that ministry. That is not my ministry. That's not my walk.
Yeah, but it ain't your walk for certain people.
No.
For others, you make rules.
It used to be my walk now.
You make rules for some and break rules for others.
It used to be my walk. As this past year, rubbish. I do not take it. I do, like, once I ask what is your intentions, you coming to me, you slide in my DMs, what's your intentions? I'm not even giving you my phone number before that.
Yeah, so I think some specificity needs to happen to be like, what's your intentions in general? I'm not trying to trick and bait you.
I feel like men need to use their brain.
Nah, bro, we wonder. We very one directional, one dimensional when it comes to
use your brain, because if I ask you that question, I don't mean necessarily with me. Like, of course, you want to. That's date
almost
me,
like
right?
the "what are we" question. I'm like, bro,
I don't ask really that question.
Think about it. When you went out and had a good time the night before, you messaged me like, a whole good day ain't gone yet. And who messaged what I'm like, bro, I'm still processing. When I have to ask
that question, I already know my answer. Because any man who's moving with intent and any man who wants you, you don't never have to ask yourself that question. You never have to ask him that question.
But why else ask the question?
I don't ask that question, babe.
Why do women tend to ask
Because women put themselves in situations where you open yourself up too early, right? You open up yourself before having serious conversations to know where you two are going to go.
But what if they don't even know how to have serious conversations?
Then you have no business trying to figure out what are we. You need to figure out who you are. You have no business figuring that out.
Because it's like, bro, I have had people ask me questions of what are we, but then it's like, bro, we don't even have deep conversations in general, so I ain't trying to figure it out just as much as you. That's why I say I ain't mad at men saying, but I ain't know. I just go with the flow. I trying to see if I can get a spot. I trying to see if something changed.
If you say I don't know, I'll break it down. I'll be like, just in general, not necessarily.
But you know how long it takes for me to fall in love? Like a year or 2 years.
Honestly, if I break it down, like, not necessarily just for me, but in general. Because in general, what is your end goal? What is it that you're looking for? So we know how we're moving. You may not end there with me, but I need to know what exactly we're doing. Because if you're saying you weren't looking for no relationship, I'm leaving you as a friend. If you say you're just looking for someone to play around with, we probably ain't going nowhere, because I'm a a very flirtatious person, you know.
Yeah, like
But
sometimes
everything
can't be work. It gotta be play.
Yes, we could hang out. You could be my homeboy, like you my daddy.
No. You just wasting my energy.
And I must waste my prime giving up all of me to you for me to know that you're just gonna waste my time.
Oh,
I have an old friend. We aren't close anymore. She spent a year messing with this man, sleeping with him, meeting his mommy, meeting his daddy, and they are nowhere. They don't even talk no more. But he said from day one that he didn't want a relationship. She said it too.
He lied.
Listen. She said it too, that she don't want a relationship.
She lied. I can tell you how they lie.
The two of them lied to each other because
they lied to themselves.
He felt some type of way when she moved on. And the thing is, how can you feel some type of way that I'm moving on and you didn't want this part of me?
No, he wanted her.
But the thing is, as a woman, why are you giving up that part of yourself to someone who does not value you enough to make you his woman?
I can break it down. You ready for the science? Ready for this preaching? Wow. We come to testify and preach today. This is how he lied to himself, right? It's not that he doesn't want a relationship. He doesn't show about wanting a relationship at all.
Bang! And that's it right there.
To where she say...
You on the money.
Where she say, oh, I want a relationship. She more so meaning, I'm going to take out me, design a relationship out of this situation so I don't get hurt.
Listen, my grandfather, God rest his soul, taught me a very valuable lesson, okay? And there's no way if I'm talking to someone, right, after a month, maybe 2, depending on the circumstance, we haven't solidified a relationship as yet. Because my grandfather always told me, a man knows exactly where he wants you in his life. It may be a week, it may take a month. That's why I say a month to 2 months. Y'all know what y'all want from that woman, whether it be a friend, whether you want to make her your wife, or there's someone who you just want to play up with. So after a month of us dating, I'll be like, okay, this is where we are now. But if we haven't established...
That's my phone.
Oh, if we haven't established much, I may say like 2 months. Like me and my ex, we were long distance. That's a different situation where we may have to date and talk a little bit longer. But after a month, and you ain't trying to make me... You ain't already asked me to be your girlfriend... I probably ain't on your end no more.
Yeah, but I think a month is too short.
You think? I don't think so, because a man know what he wants.
Yeah, but I know you.
Men know what they want. Stop playing and lying to yourself and stop allowing them to lie to you. Stand up. Y'all weak in the knees. Stand up. Because ain't no way.
No, but let me tell you why it's a lot of hesitance with that. Because everybody's scared to get hurt. And there's a lot of hurt people who haven't healed. So
that's a different story for a different day.
Be quick to make you mine and parade you as mine, and then end up getting embarrassed. I need to do more homework. I need to sweat you out a little bit. I need to see.
And see, but when men say sweat you out a little bit, they want to know how that thing moving between your legs before they try and commit. And that's a part of it,
but that shouldn't be.
No, that should not be a part of it.
No, I'm saying it is a part of it, but it don't necessarily need to be a part of it, because, or you might not even like her. She put the thing on you, and you might not even like that energy that come with that, bro.
Babe. And the thing is, it's so crazy in our generation. I've been practicing abstinence, so that right there weed out majority of men when it comes to dating for me, because they ain't going for no sex before marriage. They ain't doing it.
That weed out a lot of women too. You know,
a lot of women ain't doing it either. That's facts.
No, let me tell you why. From my own standpoint, that weed out a lot of women. Because if you take sex out of the table, what else you get to offer?
Exactly. But see, with me, I've had men, and it's one thing to say. And I would respect you to say this, like, that's not something I'm willing to do. I hope you find the person who's willing to do that and move on, right? It's so wild to me. I've had 2 men tell me to my face and laugh in my face about me being abstinent and say, ain't no man can ever marry you because who do you think I am to put a ring on you and I ain't never played with you before? I just feel like that is so wild to me that in this generation, in this day and age, that's how we are living.
I mean, that ain't that wild, you know.
It is extremely wild to vocalize that to someone who's in, like, you are judging me for my walk at that point.
Well, it ain't wild just based off this premise, right? And that's why in the Bible it's instructed to be pure until marriage. Because what tends to happen when you start engaging in it, like, if you don't know something, you don't know no better.
Yep.
So if you never had sex before, how you know what's supposed to feel good and what don't? So now you already have a point of reference in your head. So you're just like, bro, if this a certain kind of way, do it. And until we emphasize sex too much when it's only like 10% of a relationship. So it's only the spark to the fire, but it don't keep the flame. I
have learned with like me being on this walk with abstinence, there's certain things that I don't do, right? In certain places I won't put myself or I wouldn't like go because of what I'm currently going through. This one guy asks, it's like 10, 11 o'clock at night. He was like, me and him was texting. He was like, let me come over, let's hang out. I was like, well, we have to hang out for 11 o'clock at night. Oh, yeah. What is there to talk about? And then he automatically jumped to me saying, it never came out of my mouth. He put his feelings onto me saying, you make it seem like I just trying to sleep with you, this, that, and the next. I said, that's not the case. It's me holding up a boundary. And I have learned men do not like women with boundaries.
Why you feel that way?
Because you put up a boundary and men feel like you judging them. Because my boundary is, ain't no man coming to my house. Like, I have one close friend who's been there since I moved in. I have one close friend who's been inside my house. I only have one male close friend who's been inside my house. And outside of that, when people ask, I tell them straight up, I'm not comfortable with you coming. I do not want any men inside my house. And immediately, the last person I said that to, he was like, oh, you feel like I trying to have sex with you? You feel like someone begging you for sex? I was like, that never came out of my mouth. Men have an issue with women with boundaries. And it gives very predatory when you have an issue with my boundary. When I have a set boundary and a set line that I do not want you to cross and you have an issue with that, it gives predatory. You don't think so?
Things become so blurred lines because, okay, so when you say boundaries, that could be misinterpreted of you playing hard to get.
Oh, baby, he know for a fact it ain't hard to get.
Well, okay, what I'm saying, when you say women, I ain't saying Azaria. We saying women. And men might interpret, oh, she just trying to put up a hoop and light it on fire to see if I can jump through it. Or, being hard to get. Like I said, a lot of things we grew up learning about interactions between men and women are like wrong and need to be re-broken down and reintroduced. Like, certain points of engagement, like how to court, how to approach. And women always
say that word again.
How to court.
A lot of people don't know what that is.
Okay, but I'm going to break it down. Don't laugh just yet. Because a lot of women be saying, men don't court no more, but part of courting is making yourself available, which a lot of y'all don't do. So if you don't want to make the first approach and do nothing, but you don't whether like agree or disagree with my advances.
You have to reciprocate. You do.
That'll make sense. So that's why dudes don't court no more, because courting takes two. Yeah. Well, a lot of men, I won't speak for all men, but a lot don't do that because we're using ancient words, but we don't even understand how it is done. Have you ever watched Bridgerton?
Oh, yes. That's my show.
Okay. When they say it's courting season, what takes place?
And let's also speak that Bridgerton and the Bible, they correlate with some things, because where it's in the Bible, you see girlfriend, boyfriend.
Yeah, that's
Where's
why.
that Bridget you say girlfriend, boyfriend?
Hold on, shout out to Kool. Nigga say, ain't no girlfriend in Bible, so me and you together use my concubine.
because like seriously, when you're courting, that's basically what we call dating now, right? Somewhat, somehow. I can tell you, I've dated a lot of people, but for relationships, it hasn't been much. I have an ex-boyfriend, I have an ex-fiance, and 2 other ex-boyfriends, but one of them came from high school, so he don't even count. Every single last one courted me. Before it was even known that this person wanted me, I was met with flowers. I was met with food. Like, they did for me before they even made it known that they wanted me. Even though, as a woman, I have common sense. You doing this for me, I know there's some type of attraction you have, right? But I'm not going to play... I play dumb when it comes to that fact. Until you say those words to me, that you want to pursue me, me and you just friends. You a friend doing a kind gesture.
Interesting.
And until you say those words, I want to pursue you, it's just a kind gesture. My ex-boyfriend, before me and him got into a serious relationship, I had flowers at my door. Before he asked me to be his girlfriend, I was in school to become an esthetician. He bought my supplies for me to start up my own business. Those are the type of men I date, right?
So why you don't with them no more?
Like I said,
always hear women say, these are the type of men I date. Okay, which one is your husband?
The thing is, it's not like I don't get them, because I get those men. I attract those men. It's just that it be some underlying issues where I can see you aren't my husband. And with my ex-boyfriend, I know he wasn't my husband. I need someone who's going to be able to communicate. I need someone who's going to show some kind of emotion. That is not him. With my ex-fiance, me and him met back in 2014 in school. The best man I've ever been with before he became my fiance. But he met me, and a lot of people don't do this. He met me in a state where I just got out of a very abusive relationship.
So you haven't healed.
I was not healed when me and him met. And because I wasn't healed, I broke up with him. Because I said, I do not want to be that person to ruin you. Now, I broke up with him, and when me and him got back together, someone else did that. Someone else ruined him, right?
So when after you broke up the first time, he dated someone else.
Yeah, after we broke up, years went past. Okay. He dated someone else, and through those years, someone else hurt him and changed him. I refuse to be that villain inside someone's story, right? I just refuse to take that on. But because of that, I got a different version of him when him and I got back together and we got engaged. And because of that, I called the engagement off.
So why y'all got back together? When you got back together, you didn't see the change in it?
I did not see the change until after we got engaged.
So how long y'all dated before y'all got engaged?
Listen, because when we got engaged, honestly... It was a courting situation. It wasn't no dating. He's a biblical man. My ex-fiance is a biblical man. Okay, so it was courting and then fiance. That's what it was. So I want to say it was probably like a month or two before we got engaged, and that was also another long distance situation.
Okay, so let me break down why dating exists. Boyfriend, girlfriend exists now, and it ain't in the Bible because, well. Y'all ain't gonna hit this, but the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, for men, you date half your age plus 7. So if you're 30, you date half your age, 15 plus 7, 21. Why? Because by 30 as a man, you will have enough resources, and by 20... So
you want to manipulate a 21-year-old?
No. Y'all always want to say manipulation.
No, seriously, because as a 21-year-old, what you do it, I am one who always dated older, right?
Yeah.
And there are a few women, because we are more mature than what our age is sometimes. And so there are a few women who probably at 21 will probably date a 28 and up man. But majority, you just getting out of high school, fresh in college, just getting into college.
See, pause. all these conventions wasn't a thing for the mass majority until the last 300 to 400 years.
Yes, that's what. So back in the day, biblical years.
Well, even not even 3 or 4. We ain't even have to go that far back. We could go back to our grandparents and grandparents.
Yep. That's facts.
Even and sometimes they even went to school, but they was already married.
Because those people, our grandparents and our great grandparents, are the women who voted for women to work and be in the work field. Let me just be the first one to say, I don't care. Y'all can hate me. I can die on this hill. I would have not voted. Let me be that woman to be inside the house, cook, and nurture for my husband and my children.
Adazaria Moss, if anybody.
I do not care. And it's so many women who, I know a few other people who have the same stance as me. I would have not voted for that. Vote for equality, yeah, sure, whatever. But to be in the workplace, that's just wild. It's just wild. Now, see, that's another thing me and my ex-fiance, we kind of butt heads on because I'm an entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur. So I always used to say, use her and make these millions so I could become a stay-at-home wife and a stay-at-home mom. And he used to have an issue with that because I feel like there's so many different aspects of being a housewife these days. Because when you're a housewife, you can still have your business on the side and run it for itself. I still bring money in, but majority of my time, I am home, nurturing the home, managing the home and the children. And that's the life I want. I want to have my business where it's running for itself, but I want to be Nara Smith, okay? You know who that is?
No.
I'm going to show you her. She is probably like 22, married to this model. She has 2 children, 1 on the way. She makes everything from scratch.
That's a light skin.
Yes,
okay,
her life is surrounded to nurturing her family, and that is what I want.
But that's unrealistic.
It's not
for majority of women. Like
it's unrealistic for me.
Okay.
I have a God who makes things the impossible possible.
Okay, let's talk about this pandering, right? What I feel. So a couple of the points you just made, where, women unfortunately get pandered to, the most vulnerable, to mass corporations sending in messages and you eating it up. So for instance, like you said, with women getting equal rights and things like that, just to come on a workforce and why that was allowed. Now, the upfront premise is the women want to work, let them work. But then if I was a bigger corporation, if I have more workers, I can make more money.
Yeah.
There's more people that I could tax. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to vote, but okay, now you can pay taxes, you can online, you can do this. So it's a systematic trap.
It is a systematic trap, and I'm glad you said that because living in America, if there's any Americans watching, the least you make, the more the government give you.
Yeah.
If you are a single woman who have 5 children during the pandemic, you got $3,000 per child plus your stimulus check per month for like a whole year. Mm-hmm. The middle class pay more in taxes. We only got the 2 stimulus checks, and that's it.
You took the stimmies?
Of course I got my stimmies. What you mean? What you mean? Child, cash them straight to the bank.
Oh, man.
That was my hard working tax money. What you mean? Why? You wasn't going to take the stimmy? You didn't get it?
No, I didn't know American versus I was out of Atlanta.
Oh, yeah,
by then.
you was gone.
Yeah, but it's like, because they was like, people was abusing the stimmies and now you had to pay it back.
What was that scam people were doing? I can't remember what it's called, but a lot of people was using the stimulus checks for that grant scam that people were doing. I had people in school who was doing it and people were signing up for it. And they was getting that money. And why they didn't get caught? A lot of people took that money that they got from that scam and was buying materialistic stuff. The people who didn't get caught, they turned that money into businesses. Because the money was for business. For business owners who needed money to get by during the pandemic. What they did, the people who didn't have any business and got that money and got that grant or whatever it was, they turned it into their business. They used that money to build up on their business. So they didn't get caught. They didn't get no jail time.
Interesting.
And so that's why I feel like if you gonna do, and I'm not promoting anything illegal. If you gonna do something illegal, make sure you building a profiting off of it, Jed. Make that money clean. You don't think so?
Yeah, of course. But what I would say, but you know, when it comes to pandering too, is a lot of the relationship advice. So you were saying, yo, I wouldn't be like this girl, but it's like the economy is a certain night. Everybody, okay, you may be able to attain, but this isn't necessarily something that everybody can attain.
Not everyone can attend, and I agree. That's why I don't speak for everyone. I speak for me. I serve a God who makes the impossible possible. And if it's something that He wants for my life and it's something that I'm working towards, that is going to happen.
Another pander is the church to women.
What's that?
So I can salute my boy, Mr. Kevin Samuels Jr.
Oh my God!
Hello,
please,
you know Kevin Samuels Jr.
Please, let's not. Let's not.
So
let's not.
So we and him attend the same church, and we will text, and we be like, "Well, why a lot of men ain't in the church?" And I was like, "Bro," I told him straight up, because the pastor don't preach to the men, he preach to the women. Just think about certain dialect.
It has to be dependent on the pastor, because my pastor, shout out Apostle Raymond Wells, he preached to everybody.
No, but
that man preached to everybody. I see me and Kevin, whenever these topics come up on Facebook, me and him was going back and forth. And I think the last conversation we had, that was the first thing me and him ever agreed on in years.
What?
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember what it was. But we go back and forth. He is the trollest troller on Facebook, because he will comment just to get a rise out of you.
And y'all fall for it all the time.
I fall for it all the time.
That's what
he
I'm saying.
He will comment just to get a rise out of you.
Most of
that
these people.
That man is married with children and happy.
And his wife be kikiing right next to him.
Right next to him. They be on the bed. Why laughing up at you? You already have your wife and she already have her husband.
No, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of people pander to women with this whole conversation. The next good example, like Keith, I've been to the Dear Future Wifey podcast. It's like whole building full of beautiful women. Mm-hmm. But why y'all here? Why y'all keep on? Y'all say y'all looking for men, but y'all never going with where the man is. Like y'all just gather and talk about.
Hold on. What?
We ain't talking about you. We talking about them. Because you go into these events, house full of women. I'm like, bro, I guess 6 on the right. I don't go to them. Man, I ain't talking about
I just saying.
I ain't talking about the majority. I talking broad. I in a row, 5 on the left, 6 on the right. And I just sitting there and they like, yes, child. And I'm like, something, y'all got to understand at certain points when you're being used for profit. And especially with a lot of this messing. That's why, back to me and Kevin conversation, I'm like, bro, you don't see men in the church like that because most of the pastors don't speak to men. What man you hear is talk about, but I got haters and I got to get these haters off of me. I'm like, men don't talk like that.
The sassy men do.
Okay. What heterosexual cishet men speak like that?
What the hell is cis? Anyway, I'm trying to get canceled by that community. So
that's a whole other conversation.
Go there. But baby.
But I'm saying, what man is talk like what straight man is talk about, oh, I got these heads. Nah, you see if the bosses say,
Bobo,
you know, if niggas like, man, you this and that, oh yeah, cool.
That's me, your boy Bobo, talking about how much haters he have and how much people don't like him, but his music going up.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm saying, Bobo's speaking like that, right? But it ain't apply. He just ranting and raving. He ain't delivering no message from God using biblical context and saying, these niggas like mine. No, they can say, if you got them haters, if your husband leave you and this and that. Most of the messaging I be hearing is tailored for a feminine ear.
Facts. So tell me, where should because I know where I go, right? And I know certain things, certain events, and certain places I want to be in, and certain areas I want to be in with the type of men that I want, the type of man I want. I go to those places, right? Where is some place a woman can go in the Bahamas, in Nassau, to meet a good man. And we ain't talking about envy. We ain't talking about prime time.
No,
because that's be y'all problem too. Trying to pick up a man and say envy in prime time. That's be y'all issue.
No, but a good place is where men tend to congregate. So, one place
A
is
pool hall.
Well, I wouldn't say the pool hall.
We
The
haven't
worst
even
place,
done
yeah, we do. But the worst place to ever meet and try to have conversation with anybody is anywhere like a bar or whatever, or even in a movie theater, because you can't hear the person, you can't have
Right.
clear conversation. So them coffee dates y'all be hating on, let me get on you. Them coffee dates.
I have something to say.
Like you go to the gym. I mean, the gym so the skeptical too because everything can be taken as sexual harassment. So. Not necessary. But I mean, just out and about. Like, let's say, like, art, music festival, food festivals, BNT type of situations. Like, places where there's abundance of people, it's family-oriented. You can walk around, networking events, poetry jams, depending on how vibrant the youth is in your church, maybe Bible study and things like that. So,
A lot of people in the Bombers don't know we have all these things.
Yeah.
Because I know the type of man I want, right? So I'm taking up tennis, I'm taking up golf because I want to be with those men who know how to do it. The affluent men, right?
Uh-huh.
So tennis, golf, I go to art exhibits, I go to, like you said, the poetry jams. Bon Vivants and Yellow Bell do something every Wednesday and Thursday. And the thing is, people don't like to go to Bon Vivants because they feel like it's for a particular crowd.
It is for a particular crowd.
No, when I say particular crowd, I mean particular crowd.
Yeah, but that's a part of the crowd.
That's a part of the crowd, right? But there are also straight men, like the type of man that you may want, the type of man that you're looking for that's in those crowds. When you go to jazz bar, when you go to a bar soul, those are the places that those people go. Yeah. You can't find those type of people inside envy. Well, you might be able to find them in Bond. But
this is the thing. I shouted to Travis and Bristol. I remember, I think, what was happening here? Fine threads. I got on the Sibs. I always like to have a deck of button-down shirts, slacks, because I like dressing up. As you can see by this red turban on my head. So he was like, bro, he told me this straight up in my face. He's like, bro, I always happy to be in spots where I see you at because I know I in the right place.
Facts.
And I was like, thank you for saying that because like that's how I move. I ain't pulling up to certain things and I always seeing a certain kind of people at the certain places I be at because, I'm artsy and eclectic and I into this and people I get invited and I in media and I in these spaces. So, yeah, for me, it never was finding where great because people be, I can't find a good man. I can't find a good woman. Well, it's easy to just come out.
A good man or a good woman.
Well, that too, because that was a thing for me. I'm like, I got to get myself together. But then at the same time, you have to go into positive spaces. Being in, I ain't gonna call it names because I might know some of their owners, but being in their spaces, like even when I was at the Wild Out event, and I was there for work. I ain't come there I would never come there to enjoy myself.
Absolutely not. I wasn't even interested.
So I was like, yeah, my boy who I manage performing, like that's why I wouldn't pick up an Emory because it's like, bro, I look in the crowd, I look at the women, I'm like, bro, I never take none of y'all seriously, bro.
Listen, and that's that, and you also have to look at when people talk down on how you carry yourself. Because I started, aside from the trip because it's hot outside, I started to dress more modestly. I started to
because you got the day cha-chas.
And see, it's very hard to do that when you are
well endowed.
Yeah, it's very hard to do that if I'm wearing a turtleneck. But you have to be real careful about allowing people to get into your head about how you dress, about what you do, how you carry yourself, because then you have to think about where are they in their life compared to you, right? Like what they do for work, what they consider fun. On this walk, I've lost friends that I thought I would have for life because I no longer live that life that they live.
Hallelujah,
right?
hallelujah.
So I don't go to bars. If you see me at a bar, it's Bon Vivants. I haven't gotten the Dilly Club yet. Bon Vivants, Yellow Bell, Jazz Bar. I'll sometimes go in Monkey Bar with my sisters, but to be inside one of those hole in the wall, and 5-Star used to be my spot.
5-Star
Anyone who
where?
know me.
I don't know. What 5-Star?
You never been to 5-Star before on Malcolm Road? No. It's like right next to the church. Like if you travel in East Street.
Malcolm Road.
If you travel in East Street, you know where the Prince Charles Hotel in is, like where Checkers is. It's the corner opposite Checkers.
Okay, no, I never been in there.
Okay. Yeah. That used to be my spot. Okay? Right. I lived right around the corner. So the corner through right next to Checkers, I grew up through that corner.
Okay.
So when I got out of school is when 5-Star first came about, like 2012, 2013. That's where I used to go. That was and it was safe. But I no longer want to be in that environment. I no longer want to be surrounded by, and I don't care what people say. I don't like to be around belligerent drunk people. So if I have to class myself and put myself in areas where people say I don't want to be around all those white folks and all those whitewashed folks, I completely fine when people talk about me like that.
Well, they just call you a private school. I mean,
I went to private school, so I don't care.
I've been getting called bougie and things like that.
My entire life. I've been called whitewashed my entire life. Mm-hmm. So that's never something that's going to faze me.
So when it comes to the conversation of how do I get a good partner, it's always you have to find. I mean, I hate when people. Men don't really say this too much, but a lot of women say, "Oh, I'm a good woman," and I'm like, "Who the hell tell you that?"
My man.
No, but I'm saying, where is your point of reference to say who classify you as a good woman? And if every woman is a good woman, why
everyone ain't doing
someone? So it's like, because we being honest with ourselves to certain degrees, and then two, everybody may be good, but they may not be good for you.
Exactly. So, I mean, I could be honest with myself, and I've been honest with myself for this past year. I know I'm not, like, mentally, I am ready to settle down, have my husband and everything. But physically and, like, financially and everything, I know what certain things I have to do. I spend money. Okay? I am a spender. I don't save. I'm horrible with saving money.
Why you don't save, girl?
I mean, let me not say I don't save. I'm just horrible with saving because I would save money and then a launch would happen or a new restaurant open and I quick to go. I'm someone who spends money. Like I have it. I when I die, I ain't gonna have it. That's always been my mindset. So I would spend money. I know that's something I have to work on. I've been working on this past year and having to like miss out. I was someone who didn't want to miss out on anything. I wanted to be there for whatever happened. Like me, I really wanted to go to the Atlantis Wine Art Food Festival. And I look at those tickets. I was like, Azaria, if you do that, you're gonna be setting yourself back. Even though it wasn't that expensive, but I had a goal in mind. I was just moving into my apartment. It was things I gotta work on with my car and other stuff. Like you have to be true and real with yourself to say whether or not you're ready to be that person in the relationship. Because I'm not someone who will ever depend solely on a man. I've never been in that state where anything that I get is coming from a man. A man is just an addition to me. You're not going to be my sole provider. That's never been the case for me.
So why you feel like you have a hard time saving?
I just said because I like to spend money.
Why you like to spend money?
Because that's my therapy. Like literally, if I feel any sense of depression, if I feel down, I'm gonna be like, okay, it's time to go shop. I'll go buy perfume. I'll go buy myself some flowers, some makeup, get my hair done, get my nails done, something to make me feel better. And once I feel better, I'm good. But those are things, that's literally my therapy. Retail therapy is a thing. Like, once I get that stuff done, if I feel down and I don't feel like myself, I am going out to buy something. And I'm going to keep buying until I feel better. But I had to work on myself. I was like, you can't live like that. Like, and because I finally found my balance with everything, I've been able to save better and save more. But I still know I still have a long way to go before I can say. Because Proverbs 31, woman, she rises before dawn. I don't do that. Okay?
Oh, Pastor Lord.
Listen to me. I do not rise before dawn. Who? If I roll over, it's still dark outside, I rolling back over and going to sleep. I was supposed to wake up this morning to go to the beach and do my Bible study. You think I do that? I woke up at like 5:30. I was like, okay, this will be a good time. Then I was like, well, it's also a good time to get some sleep. I have to be here soon. I went to sleep. So it's a lot of things that I know I need to work on to get the type of man that I want.
Do you think that, I guess a lot of the things, because obviously being in the Christian culture, we go off a lot of things that are biblically based. Mm-hmm. But do you think they are always literal interpretations?
With some things. With some things. I feel as though when it comes to what you should be as a wife and what you should be as a husband, I think it's no gray area. I don't feel like as though there's no gray area. A man should be a provider. A woman should be that man's rib, right? So I don't feel like when it comes to marriage in the Bible, there's any gray area. It's black and white. I don't feel it.
Yeah, I don't think in the Bible, but how it correlates to
real life.
Current times.
The only reason why it doesn't is because
shifting.
People have strayed away from their belief. I know men, they are Christians, but they don't live their life as such, right? Okay. So you are now living a lukewarm life. You are now living in a worldly state. When you fully submit your life to God and you show up every day as your best self to live in His light and His image, you will be on that path. You're going to want a godly woman, so therefore you're going to be that godly man. And so I feel as though that it all depends on your lifestyle.
Yeah, because that's another thing. Because it's always when men say they can't find no good women, and people often direct them, oh, go to church.
No.
My thing is,
some of the most evil people in church.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, the church women ain't different from any other women.
We are. Well, let me not say we because
let me tell you why. Because you turn your newfound lifestyle as, okay, I have this up over everyone else.
That is a up.
So it's like, okay, well, people will stand strong for whatever their beliefs in, and if anybody outside of their beliefs, you still feel superior to them.
I am women who live their life, and I don't care how anyone take this. Women who live their life and show up as your best godly self every day. They are, I wouldn't say better, but they have that upper hand.
Yeah, but
it's harder for you. It's going to be harder for that woman than it is for that woman who is lukewarm or just living off the world and living in sin. But you have that upper hand.
But what I'm saying is it comes off the same way.
In what aspect?
From my interpretation, all right. If you have just regular chair, her whole thing is I live in free care, X, Y, and Z, whatever. So I have this up on other women. Mm-hmm. Okay, now you live in your Christian life, I have this up on other women. Now, there's two distinctive quote unquote ups, but my interpretation is like
I think
you just found a thing to say you different from everybody else.
I think that up depends on the type of man you're trying to attract. Because that up for someone who's living carefree and doing whatever they want, and just living of the world, that up might be a downfall for a man who's looking for that godly woman. And the man who just looking for that carefree girl who could do everything with him before the ring and before the natural line of how things supposed to happen, she's gonna have that up compared to that godly woman who making him work for what he needs to get, for what he wants from her. So I feel like it all depends.
Yeah, because why I say it don't make a difference because everybody look the same too, physically.
Physically, that's why you have to spend time with that person.
No, but I'm saying, when I say physically, I'm like, you're still obsessed over all the materialism thing. It's just that one element that's different, but everything else is the same.
I don't know. Because I know, like...
So, like, if homegirl who I don't know still won that Remy Birkin, blah, 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 and you in church and still won. So that's why I say you have these...
Women gonna always be women. Women gonna always want things. Women gonna always like things. So that's why when I say... that's two different things you talking about.
Yeah, but why? That's what I'm saying. When they say, just go to church, it's like, no, nigga, that's just... She just on something different, but it's all the same. That don't necessarily make her good or better to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said it depends on the person who's choosing that.
You can still be a crappy person too.
Of course.
Yeah,
like I said, the church have some of the most evil people you will ever encounter. That's why and this is all I attract. I don't want no man who in the music industry and the music ministry.
Why?
Because they are whores.
Why?
Listen to me. I ain't calling no names. I ain't pointing no fingers. I ain't putting no blame on no one.
Why you say they
But
whores?
listen to me. Every single man who plays a drum, the keyboard, the guitar, the bass, whatever inside the church, and I know them outside a church, I would never. But that's all I attract. Like, I attract the music ministry men, and it pisses me off. Like, I don't want you. I don't want y'all. I don't want to attract y'all. Like, I don't want... It could be a factor where I may be beating the good one with the bad one stick, but you will have to show that to me. But me personally, I would rather someone who's building their life with God, right? Mm-hmm. And they might be outside of a church or currently seeking the church home, and I bring them into my church because I just do not see myself with any of, at least let me say, any of the men in my church.
We've been having this conversation for almost an hour 30.
Oh, Lord.
Why are you limiting your options? Why don't you just let things naturally progress and happen? And not have,
the thing is, I do, and every time, that's why I know.
Because you're saying they gotta be this, they gotta be this, they gotta be that. Like,
because I know what I want and I know what I want.
You may know what you want, but the Lord knows best.
Yes. One thing about it, God don't want me to have no bum. God don't want me to have no man who ain't working.
Okay,
God don't want me to have no man
Uh-huh.
who ain't who wanna be searching and I looking around, laundering, lusting over other women.
I mean, that's naturally gonna happen, but he gotta just choose you.
I don't mind a man who flirt, right? But I'm saying you gotta know that line. You gotta look and not touch.
No. Like, you might like what you see, but don't touch it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I don't mind that. Because me and him, we probably would joke about it. Like, I would see it. I am confident enough in myself to be like, oh, you like what you see, eh?
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel no type of way about that.
It'd be two ways, but only one side get highlighted.
Honestly, me, when I'm in a relationship, I
ain't talking about you. I ain't talking about me in general.
I can't speak for the people, so I can only speak for me. The reason why my 28 years of life since I started dating, I've never cheated before in any of my relationships.
Why you didn't cheat?
Because I don't believe in it. I feel
because your pride, because you feel if I don't cheat, I got that one up.
No, I feel as though if I am going to cheat on you, I need to leave you. Yeah. And with my last relationship, I felt myself wanting to go to someone else. And when I felt that, that's when I knew the relationship was over. And that same night, I broke up with him. I just don't believe in it. I don't want that karma. I don't want to put no one through that hurt because I know what it feels. I never caught anyone cheating on me while in the relationship, but I found out after a relationship, and that hurt just as much. So I would never want to put someone through that. Back. I don't believe in getting my lick back. God has the biggest lick. God has the biggest lick, and baby, you don't touch, you don't play with his children.
Wycliffe and Natty.
Listen to me.
So what's your final thoughts on everything as we wrap up?
I just feel as though as women and as a man, we need to be more intentional with the way we move, the way we carry ourselves, and know what we want, so we can stop attracting the opposite.
Indeed. So, thank you for joining me on this great conversation. It has been very fun, to say the least.
You gotta do it again.
For sure. But until next time, everyone, we signing out. Next episode, I will recap all the 5 years of glory. Or we may have a guest, depending on which one comes first. But, more on the way. Yeah, you see.